Please, Mrs. Harmon, can I have my lunch now? The white teacher stared down at the black child. Lunch? Little black girls like you don't eat with white children. Your skin is filthy. Your race smells like welfare. Animals sit at the behavior table where you belong. She leaned closer. Your black mama was trash. That's why she's dead. Children laughed. Adults looked away. None of them noticed the man at the door. None of them imagined who that crying black girl's father really was. In 21 days, Patricia Harmon would lose everything she thought untouchable. The alarm doesn't ring at 5:15 a.m. Aaron Williams is already awake. 18 years of habit. 18 years of early mornings, cold coffee, and case files that follow him into sleep. The bedroom is still dark. Maya's side of the bed is still empty. 3 years now, and he still sleeps on his half. He moves quietly down the hallway, past Destiny's room, pauses to listen. Soft breathing. She's still asleep. Good. The kitchen smells like yesterday's coffee and the lavender soap Maya used to buy in bulk. Aaron still orders it. Can't bring himself to change. He sits at the counter. Laptop open. Morning briefing loading. A hate crime in Savannah. Witness intimidation in Macon. Another school district facing federal investigation for disciplinary disparities. The usual darkness that pays his salary. An email notification slides across the screen from a colleague in the Atlanta field office. Great work on the Jefferson County case. Another school district held accountable for discrimination. You're making a difference, brother. Aaron reads it twice, allows himself a small nod. Jefferson County took 3 years. Depositions, subpoenas, a principal who thought she could outlast a federal investigation. She couldn't. The coffee maker gurgles to life. The automatic timer Maya programmed still works perfectly. Aaron pours a cup. Black. No sugar. The way she taught him to drink it. Then he hears footsteps on the stairs. Small footsteps. Slow. The sound of an 8-year-old who isn't quite ready for the day. Aaron closes the laptop. Stands. Reaches for the pancake mix before Destiny even hits the bottom step. Morning, baby girl. Destiny Williams appears in the kitchen doorway. Princess pajamas. Hair not yet brushed. Eyes that used to sparkle with mischief every single morning. Used to. Morning, Daddy. She climbs onto the counter stool, watches him pour batter into the pan. Mickey Mouse shape, Maya's tradition. Aaron's hands know the motions by heart. Your mom's recipe, he says, flipping the pancake. She'd be proud of how you've been eating your breakfast lately. Destiny smiles, but the smile stops somewhere around her cheeks. Doesn't reach her eyes. Hasn't reached her eyes in weeks. Aaron notices. He always notices. He's trained to read people, to catch the micro-expressions that witnesses try to hide. But this is his daughter. He tells himself it's nothing. 3rd grade is hard. She's probably just tired. Daddy? Yeah, baby? Do you have to go to work today? 4th time this week she's asked that question. Aaron pauses, spatula in hand. Something cold touches the back of his neck. Why? You don't want Daddy to go? Destiny looks down at the counter, traces a pattern with her finger. Around and around. No, I just miss you. The words hang in the air. Aaron wants to push, wants to ask what's really going on. But the clock on the wall says 6:45. The school bus comes at 7:20. There's never enough time in the morning, never enough time for the conversations that matter. I miss you too, baby. But Daddy's got to keep people safe. That's my job. She nods, eats her pancake slowly. Doesn't talk about school like she used to. Doesn't mention friends. Doesn't mention anything. The drive to Pinewood Elementary takes 12 minutes. Aaron walks Destiny to the entrance. Watches her small backpack disappear through the double doors. Love you, Daddy. Love you too, baby. But she doesn't run inside like she used to. She walks slowly, looks back once. Her eyes find his through the glass. Then she's gone. Aaron stands there. The badge in his jacket pocket feels heavier than usual. 18 years protecting strangers. His own daughter is safe at school. Isn't she? Today, his afternoon meeting cancels unexpectedly. First time in weeks. He decides to surprise Destiny, bring her a sandwich from her favorite deli. He doesn't bring his badge, just a father with a lunchbox. He has no idea what he's about to walk into. 11:42 a.m. Aaron pushes open the cafeteria door. The smell hits first. Tuesday pizza, industrial cheese, chocolate milk. The particular sweetness of 200 juice boxes opened at once. Then the sound, laughter, chatter, forks scraping plastic trays. The controlled chaos of elementary school lunch period. 200 kids fill the long tables, trays clattering, voices bouncing off cinder block walls, fluorescent lights humming overhead. Normal. Completely normal. Aaron scans the room. 18 years of habit. Exit points. Supervision positions. Potential threats. And his daughter. Where is his daughter? His eyes move across the rows. Table after table of children eating, talking, living their small lives. Ponytails and sneakers and spilled milk. No Destiny. No. There. Corner of the cafeteria. As far from everyone else as physically possible. A single small table. A single chair. Separated from the nearest group by at least 15 feet of empty floor. And on that table, a sign. Behavior table. The words are printed in bold black letters. Laminated. Permanent. A girl sits there, alone. Back to the room, shoulders hunched forward like she's trying to disappear. No tray in front of her, no food, nothing but empty table and that sign. Aaron recognizes the braids, the purple backpack hanging on the chair, the small shoulders that shake sometimes when she's trying not to cry. His daughter. Destiny is sitting alone at something called the behavior table, without food, while 200 children eat and laugh around her. He starts walking, then stops. A woman stands beside the table, middle-aged, beige cardigan, reading glasses pushed up on her forehead, the particular posture of someone who believes they're in charge. She's leaning down, saying something to Destiny. Aaron moves closer, slowly. The investigator in him takes over. Listen first. Understand before you act. He gets close enough to hear. The woman's voice is low, sharp, precise, each word delivered like a small knife finding its target. You've been sitting here 30 minutes, maybe another 10, maybe the whole lunch period. You'll learn. Destiny's voice, small, trembling. A voice Aaron barely recognizes. But Mrs. Harmon, I'm hungry. Hungry? The woman, Harmon, straightens slightly, then leans closer. Her voice drops, but Aaron hears every syllable. Good. Maybe if you behaved like a human being, you'd eat like one. But you don't. Girls like you behave like animals, so you eat last, or not at all. Girls like you. Aaron's hands close into fists. His heart rate doesn't change. It never does. 18 years of training. 18 years of controlling the rage that comes with seeing injustice. But this is different. This is his daughter. This is his baby girl. Harmon leans even closer. Her voice drops to something almost like a whisper, almost like a secret. But Aaron hears everything. Your mama should have taught you better. Oh, wait. She's not around to teach you anything anymore, is she? Silence. The cafeteria noise continues. 200 children unaware. But at this small table in the corner, time has stopped. Destiny's shoulders begin to shake. A single tear falls onto the empty table. Then another. She doesn't make a sound. Harmon stands straight, smiles. The smile of someone who believes they've won. Good. Now you sit there and think about what kind of girl you want to be. Harmon turns and sees Aaron. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. The color drains from her face. Can I help you, sir? Aaron walks forward, each step deliberate, controlled. 18 years of interrogations, murderers, racists, the absolute worst humanity offers. And never, not once, has he had to work this hard to keep his voice level. That's my daughter. Harmon blinks. Her mouth opens, closes. Oh, she was being disruptive. This is how we... She hasn't eaten. Aaron's voice is quiet, steady. A scalpel, not a hammer. She's been sitting here 30 minutes. You called her an animal, and you mentioned her dead mother. Silence. Aaron steps past Harmon, kneels beside Destiny. Hey, baby girl, Daddy's here. Destiny looks up, eyes red, lip trembling. Daddy? She said I'm bad. Aaron pulls her close, feels her small body shake. You're not bad. You've never been bad. You hear me? Never. He looks up at Harmon, says nothing, doesn't need to. Patricia Harmon just made the biggest mistake of her 18-year career. She just doesn't know it yet. Same day. 1:30 p.m. Aaron drives Destiny home in silence. She sits in the back seat, doesn't speak, stares out the window at nothing. He calls his mother-in-law, Maya's mother, asks her to come over, doesn't explain why, can't find the words yet. Daddy has to take care of something. Destiny nods, doesn't ask questions. That silence frightens Aaron more than anything Harmon said. He drives back to Pinewood Elementary, parks in the visitor lot, signs in at the front desk. Name, Aaron Williams. Relation, father. No title, no agency, just a parent. The principal's office sits at the end of a long hallway. His shoes squeak on the waxed linoleum. Inspirational posters line the walls. Dream big. Be kind. Everyone belongs here. Aaron reads that last one twice. Feels something cold settle in his chest. The secretary looks up from her computer. Glasses on a chain. The particular smile of someone trained to manage difficult parents. Do you have an appointment? No, but I'm not leaving until I see Mr. Greer. She makes a phone call, speaks quietly, hangs up. He's in meetings all afternoon. It might be a while. I'll wait. 45 minutes. Aaron sits in a plastic chair designed for someone half his size. Watches parents come and go. Watches teachers walk past without making eye contact. Notes the poster directly across from him. Diversity is our strength. The irony lands like a punch. Finally, the secretary's phone rings. She nods toward the door. Mr. Greer will see you now. Donald Greer's office is exactly what Aaron expected. Glass walls, framed commendations, a mahogany desk designed to intimidate parents into submission, the smell of leather chairs and ambition. The man himself is mid-50s, silver hair, blue tie, the practiced smile of someone who's learned to look trustworthy. Mr. Williams, please sit down. How can I help you today? Aaron sits, doesn't return the smile, presents the facts like he's briefing a supervisor. Calm, detailed, no emotion. The behavior table, 30 minutes without food. Behave like an animal. The comment about Destiny's dead mother. Greer listens, nods at appropriate intervals, makes small sounds of concern. His expression doesn't change. Mr. Williams, I'm sure there's been a misunderstanding. Mrs. Harmon is one of our best teachers. 18 years of dedicated service. excellent performance reviews, outstanding parent satisfaction ratings. I heard her call my daughter an animal. I heard her mock my dead wife. Greer's smile flickers, recovers. Perhaps you misheard? Cafeterias can be quite noisy, lots of children talking at once. Aaron leans forward, just slightly, the movement he uses in interrogations when he wants someone to know he's paying attention. I'm a federal investigator, Mr. Greer. I know what I heard. Silence. Something shifts behind Greer's eyes, a recalculation happening in real time. Well, we'll certainly look into it. I'll speak with Mrs. Harmon personally. I want to see her personnel file. That's not possible. Personnel records are confidential, district policy. Then I want to see my daughter's disciplinary file. Greer hesitates. His fingers tap the desk once, twice, 3 times. I'll have that sent to you. It may take a few days to compile. When exactly? Greer stands. The meeting is over. He's decided. I've handled situations like this before, Mr. Williams. Trust the process. Handled before. Aaron files that phrase away. It will matter later. 2 days pass. Aaron checks his email constantly, watches his phone like it might bite. Finally, a response from Greer arrives. The message is 3 paragraphs long. Aaron recognizes it immediately. Template language, copy-paste bureaucracy. Every school district uses the same playbook. Thank you for sharing your concerns. We take all matters regarding student welfare seriously. Mrs. Harmon is a valued member of our team, and we are confident this was an isolated misunderstanding. We will continue to monitor the situation and appreciate your patience during this process. Isolated misunderstanding. His daughter was called an animal. Her dead mother was mocked. Isolated misunderstanding. The next day, Destiny's disciplinary file arrives. Aaron opens the attachment, reads it twice, 3 times, feels the cold in his chest turn to ice. 5 disciplinary reports in 3 weeks. Talking out of turn. Distracting peers. Failure to follow instructions. Inappropriate behavior during class. Defiance. No specific dates, no witnesses listed, no detailed context, just vague accusations in official language, just words on paper that look like evidence. Before this school year, Destiny had never received a single disciplinary report. 2 years at Pinewood. Perfect record. Perfect kid. Now, suddenly, 5 violations in 21 days. Aaron has seen this before. Fabricated documentation. Paper trails built after the fact to justify abuse. Cover your actions by creating evidence that the victim deserved it. Classic predator behavior. He knows exactly what he's looking at. The question is, what does he do about it? He could make 1 phone call, flash his badge, turn this into a federal matter. Watch Greer's practiced smile disappear. Watch Harmon realize exactly who she was dealing with. But that would be abuse of authority. Using his position for personal matters. The exact kind of corruption he spent 18 years fighting against. No. If he does this, he does it right. By the book. As a citizen. As a father. The hard way. Aaron opens a new document. Begins building a timeline. Dates. Times. Quotes. Everything he witnessed. Everything he's received. Everything that doesn't add up. Somewhere in this school there's a pattern. And patterns always leave evidence. He just has to find it. What he doesn't know yet is that he's not the only parent asking questions about Pinewood Elementary. Someone is about to reach out. 1 week later. An email from an address Aaron doesn't recognize. Subject line, about Pinewood. Aaron opens it, reads it twice. Mr. Williams, I heard you've been asking questions about Pinewood Elementary. My son went through the same thing 2 years ago. We need to talk. Gregory Boyd. They meet at a coffee shop outside of town, 20 minutes from Ridgewood. Neutral ground, public space. The kind of precaution that tells Aaron this man has been burned before. Gregory Boyd is 41. Gregory Boyd is tired eyes. The particular weariness of a parent who's been fighting a system designed to outlast him. His son Jalen is 10 now, was 8 when it started. 2 years ago, Gregory says. His coffee sits untouched, getting cold. Jalen was in Harmon's class, 3rd grade, good kid, great grades, never a problem. Aaron nods, waits, lets the silence do its work. Then it started. Disruption, defiance, behavior concerns. Same words every time, like she was reading from a script. The behavior table. Gregory's jaw tightens, his hands close around the coffee cup. Every day for 6 weeks. Jalen started having nightmares, wouldn't eat breakfast, begged us not to send him to school. My wife found him hiding in the closet one morning, 8 years old, hiding from school. What did you do? Everything. Meetings with Harmon, meetings with Greer, meetings with HR. They all said the same thing. We'll look into it. Trust the process. Nothing changed, not one thing. Aaron has heard those exact phrases before, from Greer, word for word. So we transferred him, different school across town. Took months for him to recover, still flinches sometimes when someone raises their voice. Gregory reaches into his jacket, pulls out his phone. His hand shakes slightly. But I kept something. He slides the phone across the table, presses play. The video is grainy, recorded covertly. A parent-teacher meeting from April 2021. Harmon stands at the front of a classroom, addressing a group of parents. Someone asks about discipline policy. Harmon's voice comes through the speaker. Clear, unmistakable. You people need to learn to wait your turn. That's the problem with these kids. No patience, no discipline at home. So we have to teach it here. You people. Aaron has heard those words before. In depositions, in hate crime investigations, in the mouths of people who believe certain children deserve less. Can I make a copy? Aaron asks. Gregory shakes his head. Take the original. I've had it for 2 years. Didn't know what to do with it. Didn't think anyone would believe me. Didn't think anyone would care. Why now? Gregory looks at him directly, eye to eye. Because I heard you're FBI, and because there are others, other families, other kids. They stopped talking because nobody listened. Maybe now someone will. Aaron takes the phone, examines the video metadata, timestamp clear, audio unedited, Harmon's face visible. This is admissible. This is usable. This is the beginning of something much bigger than one man's complaint. You people. Same words, same teacher. 2 years apart. Pattern confirmed. Gregory mentions one more thing before they part. There's a reporter, Evelyn Carter, Ridgewood Gazette. She's been looking into the district for months. Can't get anyone to talk on record. He pauses. Maybe now she can. Aaron has video evidence. He has a witness. He has a name. It's time to find out if anyone will listen. Evelyn Carter has been covering Ridgewood for 11 years. Education beat, school board meetings, budget disputes, bond referendums, the mundane machinery of public schooling. But she's also heard the whispers. Parents who complain and then go quiet. Teachers who transfer without explanation. A pattern that never quite comes into focus. Until now. They meet at a different coffee shop. Aaron brings his timeline, his notes, Gregory Boyd's video on a flash drive, the documentation of 3 weeks of hell. Evelyn listens without interrupting, takes notes in a shorthand only she can read. Her pen moves constantly. When Aaron finishes, she looks up. I've heard whispers about Pinewood before, but never evidence, never anyone willing to go on record. Now you have both. Evelyn studies him. The way journalists do when they're assessing whether a source is credible, whether they're worth the risk. You talk like someone who's done this before. Built cases, gathered evidence. Aaron hesitates. 1 second. 2. A decision point. I work for an agency that investigates civil rights violations. Evelyn's pen stops moving. Her eyes narrow. FBI? I'm not here as an agent. I'm here as a father. Everything I'm giving you came through public channels. FOIA requests, witness interviews, nothing I couldn't have obtained as a private citizen. She considers this, then nods slowly. That makes this more powerful, not less. A federal agent whose own daughter was targeted, and he still played by the rules. The investigation begins the next morning. Aaron teaches Evelyn what he knows. FOIA requests under the Georgia Open Records Act, document preservation requirements, timeline construction, chain of evidence protocols, the building blocks of a case that can't be dismissed. You're teaching me how to build a prosecution, she observes one afternoon. I'm teaching you how to build a story that holds up, facts that can't be denied, evidence that speaks for itself. 2 weeks later, the FOIA response arrives. Evelyn spreads the documents across her kitchen table. 3 years of disciplinary data for Ridgewood Unified School District. Every suspension, every referral, every behavior incident. Thousands of entries in neat spreadsheet rows. Aaron runs the numbers, feels his stomach drop. Total student population, 4,200. Students of color, 29% of enrollment. Students of color receiving disciplinary action, 72% of all discipline cases. He reads the figure again, checks his math. The number doesn't change. This isn't just Pinewood, Aaron says quietly. This is the entire district. But Pinewood is the worst. And Patricia Harmon is the worst of the worst. District average for disciplinary actions against students of color, 15% of classroom populations annually. Harmon's classroom, 62%. 4 times the average, year after year after year. Re-engagement number 1. What you're about to hear next made national headlines, but first, there's something the school district tried very hard to hide. The next piece arrives from an unexpected source. An IT employee at the district office. Anonymous. Nervous. Willing to share exactly one thing before disappearing back into the bureaucracy. An email. Internal correspondence. Patricia Harmon to Donald Greer. March 2023. Donald, I know you said to document everything carefully. I am. These kids behave like animals half the time. Someone has to teach them their place. Their parents certainly won't. Behave like animals. There it is again. Written down. Preserved in the district's own servers. Sent to the principal who was supposed to be supervising her. Not a slip of the tongue. Not a moment of frustration. This is how Patricia Harmon thinks. This is who she is. Evelyn reads the email 3 times. Her face goes pale. She put it in writing. She actually put it in writing. People who believe they're untouchable always do, Aaron says. They never think anyone will look. More witnesses emerge. Word spreads through the community. A father is asking questions. A reporter is listening. For the first time in years, someone might actually care. Sandra Cole contacts Evelyn through the newspaper's tip line. Her voice shakes on the phone. Her daughter Mia was in Harmon's class in 2021. Same year as Jalen Boyd. Same pattern. Same behavior table. Same vague disciplinary reports appearing out of nowhere. Same requests to trust the process. Sandra complained to Greer. Met with Linda Thornton in HR. Received the same response everyone else received. We'll look into it. Trust the process. We appreciate your patience. Nothing changed. Mia transferred schools, started over. Sandra never heard another word from the district. No follow-up, no resolution. Just silence. I thought it was just us, Sandra says during her interview with Evelyn. I thought maybe Mia really was the problem. Maybe I was being too sensitive. That's what they made me believe. Aaron recognizes the pattern: isolation, self-doubt, the victim blaming themselves, classic institutional abuse. How many? Evelyn asks Aaron after Sandra's interview concludes. How many kids went through this? Aaron counts. Destiny, Jalen, Mia. 3 children they know about. 3 families willing to speak. In 3 years of data, there are dozens of similar cases. Children who suddenly became problem students. Children whose records changed overnight. Children who left Pinewood and never looked back. We're just seeing the ones who survived, Aaron says. Who knows how many didn't? Evelyn mentions something else. A rumor she's heard before. A meeting in 2019. Something about a complaint that got buried. I keep hitting walls, she says. Everyone who was there has either left the district or won't talk. But I know something happened. Aaron files this away. 2019. 4 years ago. If there was a pattern back then, there might be documentation, meeting minutes, personnel files, something official. He just has to find someone willing to share it. For now, they have enough. Video evidence, email evidence, statistical evidence, witness testimony from 3 separate families spanning 3 separate years. Evelyn begins writing. The story will take another 2 weeks to finalize. Fact-checking, legal review, the careful process of journalism that actually matters. Aaron goes home, finds Destiny at the kitchen table drawing with crayons. What are you making, baby? She holds up the paper, a picture of a family, mother, father, daughter, standing in front of a house. The sun is shining. Everyone is smiling. That's us, she says. Before. Before. The word hits Aaron like a physical blow. Before Maya died. Before Harmon. Before Destiny learned that the world isn't always fair. It's beautiful, he manages. Destiny goes back to drawing. Doesn't ask about school. Doesn't ask about anything at all. Aaron watches her. The weight of what he's doing and what it might cost settles on his shoulders like a physical burden. He's not just building a case anymore. He's painting a target on his back, and the school district is about to fire back. 2 weeks of silence. Evelyn works on her story. Aaron continues gathering evidence. Destiny goes to school each day and comes home each night, quieter than before. The house feels heavier somehow. Waiting. Then the letter arrives. Certified mail. Return receipt requested. The envelope is thick. Official. From the law firm of Barrett and Associates. Counsel for Ridgewood Unified School District. Aaron reads it standing in his kitchen. The legal language is familiar. He's seen hundreds of similar letters in his career. Usually, he's the one who prompted them. We are deeply concerned about potential abuse of federal authority by Mr. Aaron Williams, an employee of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Any further contact with school personnel may constitute harassment and will be reported to appropriate federal oversight bodies. The district reserves all legal rights and remedies against Mr. Williams personally and professionally. They know. Someone told them who he is. Someone decided to fight back. The phone rings the next morning. His supervisor, special agent in charge of the Atlanta field office. Aaron, my office. Now. The drive downtown feels longer than usual. The badge in his pocket feels heavier. 18 years of service. 18 years of doing everything right. And now this. The SAC's name is Mitchell. Good man. Fair. They've worked together for 6 years, closed cases together, built trust. I got a call, Mitchell says. His office door is closed, blinds drawn. This is off the record. From a school district's attorney. They're alleging you used your federal position to intimidate school staff. Aaron keeps his voice level, the way he's trained himself over 18 years. I never identified myself as FBI, never showed my badge, never made any threat, implicit or explicit. I attended meetings as a parent, requested public records through official channels. Nothing more. Mitchell nods. He's seen the type of people who abuse their authority. Aaron isn't one of them. I believe you, but this needs to stay clean. Completely clean. Any hint of impropriety and internal affairs opens a file. You know how this works. Aaron knows. 18 years of knowing. You pulled FOIA data, Mitchell continues, through public channels, all above board. I've reviewed it. Yes, sir. Mitchell leans back. Off the record now, speaking as a colleague, not a supervisor. If even half of what's in that data is true, that school has a serious problem. But you can't be the one to fix it. Not officially. Not as a federal agent. I understand. Then be careful and be smart. Don't give them ammunition. Aaron leaves the office, drives home in silence. The radio stays off. That evening, his phone rings. Gregory Boyd. They found out I talked to you. Gregory's voice is tight, controlled, the voice of a man who's scared. My wife got a call from someone claiming to be a concerned parent. Said if we get involved in whatever you're doing, they'll sue us for defamation, bankrupt us. Aaron closes his eyes, feels the walls closing in. I'm sorry, Greg. I never wanted... I know. I know you didn't. A pause, heavy breathing. But my wife is pregnant, due in 3 months. I can't risk our family's future on a lawsuit we can't afford to fight. I understand. The video's yours. Do what you need to do. But I can't testify. I can't be publicly connected to whatever comes next. I'm sorry. The line goes dead. Aaron sits in the dark. His most important witness just disappeared. The one person who could corroborate the pattern from 2 years ago. Gone. At school, things change. Destiny reports that Mrs. Harmon is really nice now. No more behavior table, no more comments. The performance of a teacher who knows she's being watched. But there's something else. The other kids don't talk to me anymore, Daddy. They say I got Mrs. Harmon in trouble. They say I'm a snitch. Social isolation, a different kind of punishment. One that doesn't leave a paper trail. The district releases a public statement the following day. Evelyn sends it to Aaron with a single word. Wow. The Ridgewood Unified School District is aware of allegations made by a parent. We are also aware that this parent may have attempted to leverage his federal position improperly. We are reviewing all aspects of this situation and remain committed to the well-being of all students. Right of reply, the district's statement represents their official position on the matter at that time. They declined requests for additional comment. Leverage his federal position. They're not defending Harmon. They're attacking Aaron, making him the story instead of the abuse. Evelyn calls that night. They're trying to flip the narrative, make you the villain, distract from what actually happened. I know. We need to move faster before they bury this completely. Aaron agrees, but he also knows the truth. One wrong move and he loses everything. Not just this case. His job, his pension, his ability to protect anyone ever again. 18 years of service. Gone. But Destiny is asleep down the hall, 8 years old, believes her father can fix anything. He won't let her down. Midnight. The house is quiet. Aaron sits in his home office. Single lamp burning, everything else dark. The badge sits on the desk in front of him, gold and silver. Weight he's carried for 18 years. He picks it up, turns it over in his hands, feels the edges, the familiar contours. 18 years, hundreds of cases, thousands of hours fighting for people who couldn't fight for themselves. nights away from home, missed birthdays, missed anniversaries. All of it leading to this moment. And now he might lose it all. Because a teacher called his daughter an animal. Because a principal chose to protect that teacher. Because a system decided one man's career was more dangerous than one child's suffering. The photograph sits next to the lamp. Wedding day. Maya's smile. The white dress she spent 3 months choosing. The way she looked at him like he could solve any problem, defeat any enemy, make everything right. "You'd know what to do," he says to the photograph, to the empty room. "You always did. You always knew." Silence. The house settles. Somewhere outside, a dog barks once and falls quiet. His phone buzzes, a text from a colleague. "Heard about the situation. Everyone knows you didn't do anything wrong, but watch your back. Politics." Politics. His daughter was starved and humiliated. Her dead mother was mocked by a woman paid to protect her. And this is politics. Aaron sets the phone face down, rubs his eyes, feels the exhaustion in his bones. He could walk away, file the evidence, hand everything to Evelyn, let the story run its course without him, protect his career, protect his pension, be the smart, careful federal agent he's always been. Footsteps in the hallway. Small, hesitant. The door creaks open. Destiny stands there in her princess pajamas, eyes half closed. The particular confusion of a child wandered from a bad dream. "Daddy, why are you still awake?" "Just working, baby. Go back to sleep." But she doesn't go. She walks into the office, climbs into his lap, rests her head against his chest. For a long moment, neither of them speaks, just breathing, together. Then, quietly, "Daddy, did I do something wrong?" The words hit him like a physical blow, like all the air leaving his lungs at once. "What? No, baby. Never. Mrs. Harmon said I was bad. She said girls like me are bad." Destiny's voice is small, confused. The voice of a child trying to understand a world that suddenly doesn't make sense. "Is that why everyone's upset? Because I'm bad?" Re-engagement number 2. What Aaron does next will determine everything, and what he discovers will shock even him. 8 words, 8 years old, and she believes it. She actually believes she's the problem. Aaron holds her tighter, feels her small heart beating against his chest. "You are not bad. You have never been bad. You are perfect. Do you hear me? Perfect. And nothing anyone says will ever change that." Destiny starts to cry. Really cry. The kind of sobbing that's been building for weeks. "I miss Mommy. I want Mommy." "I know, baby, I miss her too, every single day." She falls asleep in his arms. The first time she's slept in his room since Maya died. He carries her to the bed, tucks her in, watches her breathe. In the darkness, something crystallizes, something hard and clear and unbreakable. He's not walking away. He's not letting them win. He's not teaching his daughter that staying quiet is safer than speaking truth. Whatever it costs, he's seeing this through. Morning comes, gray light through the curtains. Aaron hasn't slept. His phone shows one new email. From Evelyn Carter. Subject line, "Don't give up, I found something." He opens it, and everything changes. Evelyn's email contains 3 words that change everything. Story goes live Friday. Aaron reads the attached draft. Front page, above the fold. The kind of placement that means the editors believe. The table in the corner. How one school isolates its students. The article doesn't name Aaron, doesn't name Destiny, protects them while exposing the pattern. Multiple families. Years of complaints. A system designed to silence anyone who speaks up. The data is all there. FOIA numbers, redacted emails, quotes from parents who asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation. It publishes Friday morning at 6 a.m. By noon, it has 40,000 shares. By evening, local news picks it up, then state news, then a mention on a national education podcast. The story spreads the way stories do when they touch something true, something people recognize in their own lives. Within 48 hours, a Facebook group appears. Ridgewood Parents for Accountability. 200 members the first day, 500 by the end of the week. Parents who thought they were alone discovering they never were. Aaron is invited to join. He accepts. Reads the posts late at night, parent after parent, story after story. Children who changed overnight. Children who stopped eating breakfast. Children who begged not to go to school. Years of silence breaking all at once. He isn't alone, was never alone. They were just too afraid to speak. Then the lawyers get involved. Terrence Moore, civil rights attorney, 45 years old, has sued 2 Georgia school districts for discrimination in the past decade, won both. The kind of lawyer who chooses his cases carefully. He contacts Aaron directly. I've been watching Ridgewood for years, never had enough evidence to move forward. Now I do. They meet at Moore's office, downtown Atlanta, walls lined with framed newspaper articles, verdicts, settlements, the documented history of a man who fights and wins. Moore reviews everything, the video, the emails, the FOIA data, the witness statements. This is solid, he says finally. More than solid. This is a clear pattern of deliberate discrimination and institutional cover-up. There's a complication, Aaron says. I'm FBI. They're trying to use that against me, claim I abused my position. Moore smiles. The smile of a lawyer who's seen every trick in the book. That actually helps our case. If they're willing to go after a federal agent to protect a teacher who calls children animals, imagine what they've done to regular parents who can't fight back. The arrogance is the evidence. Pro bono representation. Moore will take the case without payment. Some fights are about more than money, he says. There's more news. 2 former Pinewood employees have reached out, willing to talk. One of them is a teacher named Rachel Simmons. Quit in 2022. Has been waiting for someone to ask the right questions. I have something you need to see, she tells Evelyn. Something that proves this goes back much further than anyone knows. The silence is breaking. After years of fear, years of isolation, people are finally ready to speak. But Moore needs one more thing, something definitive, something that proves the cover-up went all the way to the top. Rachel Simmons taught 4th grade at Pinewood from 2018 to 2022. Good evaluations. Well-liked by students and parents. The kind of teacher who entered the profession to make a difference. She quit because she couldn't watch anymore. They meet at her apartment. Modest, clean, plants on the windowsill. The home of someone who chose conscience over career advancement. I read the article, Rachel says. Her hands wrap around a coffee mug she doesn't drink from. Couldn't stay quiet anymore. Not after seeing what those families went through. Not after knowing what I know. She has documentation. 4 years of notes, dates, names, observations she made and never shared because she didn't think anyone would believe her. The behavior table wasn't new. It started in 2018, maybe earlier. It was Harmon's thing, Rachel explains. Everyone knew. The other teachers, the aides, Greer. Nobody said anything because Harmon had been there forever. She had protection, tenure, connections. How many children? Aaron asks. Rachel closes her eyes, counting, remembering. At least 15 that I know about, during the 4 years I was there. She opens her eyes, looks directly at Aaron. All of them were black, every single one. 15 children, 4 years, 1 teacher, and nobody stopped her. Rachel raised concerns once, went to Greer directly, described what she'd witnessed, asked him to intervene. He told me to mind my own classroom, said Harmon had her methods and they worked for her students, said some kids need firmer discipline than others. That's a direct quote. She hands over a folder. Photocopies, handwritten notes, a paper trail that survived because one person decided it mattered. Terrence Moore files an expanded FOIA request, internal meeting minutes, personnel decisions, anything related to disciplinary policies. The district fights it, claims exemptions, drags out the process. But another source emerges. A retired administrative assistant, kept hard copies of everything, didn't trust computers. She provides one document, a single page that changes everything. Minutes from a closed meeting. May 2019. 4 years before Destiny sat at the behavior table, a parent complained about Patricia Harmon, used words like racial comments and inappropriate treatment of students. Greer chaired the meeting. HR was present. The decision: internal counseling for Mrs. Harmon. No formal record. Matter closed. Aaron reads the document. Something doesn't look right. This has been altered. Moore leans in. How can you tell? Formatting inconsistencies. The date stamp doesn't match the header. Font changes in the third paragraph. Someone edited this after the original meeting. The retired assistant has something else, the original version, the one that was supposed to be destroyed. The missing paragraph reads, Mrs. Harmon used language including you people, and these kids need to learn their place. Multiple parents corroborated the complaint. Recommended action: formal reprimand and mandatory diversity training. Principal Greer overruled this recommendation. Greer overruled, then deleted the evidence. Document tampering, Moore says quietly. This is obstruction of a public record. This is actionable. Aaron stares at the paper. 5 years. Greer knew for 5 years, and instead of stopping Harmon, he protected her. Then erased the proof. The school board meets next Thursday. Public comment session. Aaron has a choice. Stay quiet. Protect his career. Let the lawyers handle it. Or stand up in front of 200 people, his daughter watching, and tell the truth. The choice isn't hard. It never was. Thursday, December 5th. 7:00 p.m. Ridgewood Unified School Board meeting. The room is standing room only. 200 people packed into a space designed for half that many. Plastic chairs, fluorescent lights. The particular tension of a community that knows something is about to break. News cameras line the back wall. 3 local stations, 1 from Atlanta. Evelyn's second article dropped this morning. 5 years of silence, the documents Ridgewood tried to hide. Aaron signs up for public comment. Name: Aaron Williams. Occupation: blank. Just a parent. Just a citizen. When his name is called, the room goes quiet. 200 people holding their breath. He walks to the microphone. Steady. Calm. Destiny sits in the front row with her grandmother, 8 years old, watching her father. Aaron looks at his daughter, then at the board. 5 faces behind a long table. Helen Foster, the chair, watches him carefully. My name is Aaron Williams. I'm Destiny's father. That's the only title that matters tonight. He presents the timeline, the behavior table, the 30 minutes without food, the words, behave like an animal, the comment about his daughter's dead mother. He presents the video, the emails, the FOIA data, the altered meeting minutes from 2019. My daughter sat at something called a behavior table for 3 weeks, alone, hungry. She was told she behaved like an animal. She was mocked about her dead mother. She is 8 years old. Silence. Absolute silence. The hum of fluorescent lights. I've spent 18 years investigating institutions that fail the people they're supposed to protect. I never thought I'd have to investigate my daughter's school. Patricia Harmon sits in the back row, stone-faced, a lawyer beside her whispering. Right of reply. Attorney for Mrs. Harmon read a prepared statement. Mrs. Harmon categorically denies these allegations. She exercises her right to remain silent pending any investigation. Donald Greer is absent. Personal reasons. Other parents speak. Sandra Cole, 3 more families from the Facebook group. Gregory Boyd sends a written statement read aloud by Terrence Moore. His voice is there even if he couldn't be. Rachel Simmons takes the microphone. Former teacher, 4 years of witness. I saw it happen to at least 15 children. I reported it to administration. Nothing changed. I quit because I couldn't watch anymore. 90 minutes of testimony, 90 minutes of truth. Helen Foster speaks last. Her voice is steady, measured. Given the seriousness of these allegations, the evidence of potential document alteration, and the number of families affected, I am calling for an independent investigation by an outside firm, effective immediately. The room explodes. Applause, tears, strangers hugging. Aaron doesn't move. He looks at Destiny. She's smiling, really smiling, for the first time in weeks. He walks to her, kneels down. She throws her arms around his neck. "You did it, Daddy." He holds her tight. "We did it, baby. Together." 1 week later, Patricia Harmon is placed on administrative leave, paid, pending investigation. Her 18-year career suspended with 3 words in an official letter. Donald Greer resigns. Personal reasons. The investigation into document tampering continues separately. His office is cleaned out by Monday. Linda Thornton transfers to a different position, away from personnel decisions, away from complaints. FBI Internal Affairs clears Aaron Williams. No evidence of abuse of federal authority. His supervisor calls him into the office one last time. "You did it the right way. I'm proud of you." 2 weeks after the board meeting, Aaron returns to Pinewood Elementary, stands outside the cafeteria window, watches. Destiny walks through the doors, pauses for a moment at the corner where the behavior table used to be. It's gone. Just empty floor now. Empty space where a sign used to tell a child she didn't belong. She keeps walking. Toward the middle of the room. Toward the other children. Mia Cole waves from a table. "Destiny! Over here!" Destiny smiles. Real smile. The kind that reaches her eyes. She runs. Sits down among friends. She doesn't sit alone anymore. Not because anyone forced inclusion. Because someone finally asked why she was excluded in the first place. Aaron watches through the glass. His eyes are wet. But these are different tears. The investigation is ongoing. The fight isn't over. Patterns this deep don't disappear overnight. But today, one little girl sits with her friends. And that's where change begins. She was never the problem. The silence was. If you know a child sitting alone, be the one who asks why. If this story moved you, share it. Subscribe. Because stories like Destiny's happen every day. They need to be told. They need to be heard.